Hello, supers! For this episode of Paano Ba To, we're asking, how can we learn to listen to our body? And what does it take to be both physically and mentally fit? I invited sports broadcaster and fitness trainer Sam Corrales for this conversation. Listen in.
So being an athlete and you're a trainer, you know this very well. You are very in tune with how your body feels, with what it's telling you, with what it needs, right? So for women who are still figuring out, what does listen to your body look like? What can you share with them so that they learn how to do that?
Listening to your body. Let's talk about body. It comes in many shapes and sizes. All of us are different with our genetic makeup and, the activities that we enjoy. So that's the first thing that we have to understand. It's not one size fits all. Second, listening to your body. I need to emphasize that not every workout needs to make you feel like you're done. You're 100%. I think we have to go past that phase wherein we feel lahat ng workouts dapat nakakapagod. Well, in fact, you could see results, let's say, short term, but long term, it's not the most sustainable approach, because the most sustainable approach is something that you can commit to consistently every day, every other day. And instead of working out for 2 hours, diba? Like, why don't you break it down into 15 minutes if yun lang yung kaya ng schedule mo? I've worked with a lot of people who have 9 to 5s, and the first thing that they ask me is, how can I work out? I simply don't have time. And my advice is always that we make time for the things that matter to us. So first, determine why do you want to work out in the first place? Is it for your physical health? Is it for your mental health? Diba? It comes in all different shapes and sizes. And the second one, your day always starts the night before. So before you even think about your work, try to, set your workout clothes already. Para when you wake up, you'll just grab it, get some steps in and you're done. So I think if you really want to do something, you will make time for it. And you have to start with the most simple approach. 15 minutes, 20 minutes is okay. And that will be the most sustainable in the long run. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I am a big believer of 15 minutes is better than 0 minutes. I do know as women, through our different phases in life, our bodies change as well. So are there any stories that you can share of some clients you've had that you really saw the transformation from trying to accept their bodies, struggling, to eventually developing this healthier body image?
I love how you mentioned this because I don't really get to talk a lot about this, but it's just so nice to be working with a client who not only saw changes in her body, like physically, but her mindset as well. So I'll share that one. I worked with a mom who works overseas. She used to be based in Manila, and she's balancing, life as a parent. And I'm sure you would know this. Her lifestyle has changed a lot compared to back when she was here in Manila. And she told me that she wanted to become strong again, like before. And to her, that meant, lifting weights just like before, working out regularly on top of having responsibilities at home for her husband and bring her kids to school. So we worked together for a couple of months. I already saw a change in her energy levels. Her days would feel so packed all the time, but she would wake up at 6 a.m. She would get enough sleep and just go on the treadmill for about 20 to 30 minutes before dropping off her son in school. And that was the most sustainable way for her to get moving. And eventually we built habits from there. We started with a strength program. She would do the things that she was able to do before and still, again, have time for herself and her family. And more than that, she saw physical changes. She was trying to conceive. She would go to the OB. They saw an improvement in her statistics, she was also struggling with PCOS, but because of consistently working out, constantly moving her body, her vitals were okay. And I guess more than anything also, it's the amount of self-love that she discovered in this journey or maybe I won't be able to do the things I did before, but now I feel stronger, I feel empowered, I have a support system that I get to do the things that she loves, which was like golf and tennis. Diba parang ang dami niyang ginagawa, and that's all because she committed and she just trusted in her journey, and then the results will come after. But it took weeks, it took months, but it wasn't impossible. So that was her story.
That's such an amazing journey. And imagine this is only one of your many clients, one of the many women that you help stay fit, stay strong, meet their goals. That must be an amazing feeling, seeing the woman they were when you first met them versus who they are now. I can't, wow, that's probably a pretty amazing feeling.
Honestly, I still get goosebumps like now that I'm putting it into words, because again, it's just, something that we communicate online. Like we haven't even met each other in real life, but there's already this amazing impact that you get to do, I guess, with my profession as a coach. So it's really fulfilling for me just seeing and celebrating their wins with them. A simple message like, "Hi, coach, like I feel great today," or "Thank you, coach, for being there, for listening." And it just goes beyond the workout itself. I feel like with fitness, it's really also about the coaching client relationship. For me personally, has to be very empathetic, compassionate, because people get scared to actually work out, to try something new, right? And as a coach, I just want to be someone who is there to listen and someone who can meet them where they're at and not feel intimidated at all.
Okay, just to wrap this conversation up, clearly, with everything we've talked about, you are definitely a woman who has made and is making an impact. And I wanted to end this by asking you, what is one thing I guess you hope to achieve with all the work you do now in fitness, in broadcasting?
For me, I think it would be fulfillment. If I feel happy about what I do, if I love what I do, if I am around people who are as empowered, as inspired as me, then I feel like I am on the right place. I'm on the right track. And once that passion is there, I feel like that can take me to places that will lead me to my goals. Because with everything that I do, I put my heart and mind into it. And a lot of the things that I've done, becoming a coach, becoming a TV host, a writer, producer, it was never in my timeline. I never thought that I would achieve all of these things, especially at once, because back then there were people who would say that you only have to be like one thing. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, usually it's a set answer, right? But for me, I never really boxed myself into one thing. All I knew is that I am a passionate woman. I know what I think I'm good at, and I know what kind of impact I want to make. And I feel like that's helped me achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve in life.
I think that that's such a great way to look at it. That sort of like the impact is not really the goal. It's more of like what you do because you love it so much, because you work hard at it, because you're passionate about it. The impact follows without you even intentionally saying, I want to be this and do this. It flows.
Well, of course, don't get me wrong. We love to manifest things, but we also have to put it into action, right? And I feel like those things go hand in hand. At the back of your head, you kind of know what you want, but you're also willing to take smaller, actionable steps, smaller habits. I'm not sure if you've read the book Atomic Habits. I think it's by James Clear, which talks about the little things that you do that contribute to the bigger picture. So I really live by that.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that idea of atomic habits as well. Check it out in case you haven't yet.